This game is rated M for mature. Hey there everybody, redxparasite here, and welcome back to Let's Play Bayonetta. In the last episode we had another fight with Jean. We met another one of the major bosses, which brought the plane that we were in down. So in this episode we will be seeing what happens next.
It's okay, little one. I'll be right back. Another talkative type. I don't think I've got time to entertain your blather. I'd much rather hear it straight from your boss. The witch hunts.
So, meet Sapientia. So he is the last of the Cardinal virtues, and is by far my favorite of them to fight for multiple reasons. One, I just enjoy his fight probably more than the others, and second, has one of the best themes in the game, in my opinion. Maybe even a contender for like my favorite track in the game. So the name of the track is In the Choice Between Good and Evil, which Sapientia literally translates to sapience, which is kind of wisdom. So the game kind of translates it as Prudence. So, you know, kind of close. Starting off the fight here, we need to attack its four legs. So it has a variety of attacks that it can use, including those, like there are missiles. There's also those kind of, I don't know. I don't want to call them laser beams, but the attack that he led off with there. And then I think the last one that he can do are those molten rocks. So that's what you're going to have to deal with when you are taking out the legs. They don't have too much health. So they should go down pretty easily, especially since we're using Wicked Weaves for this part of the fight. So, once you destroy all four of the legs, we're going to have a kind of climax section here. And as well as a new summon, I believe. This is Phantasmaraniae, which is a giant flaming spider. And so for this part, all you have to do is kind of mash Y and steer the boss towards it. And once you're done with the first phase, now we can actually attack its proper face there. And oh, the combo dropped there. It's kind of unfortunate. So periodically, we'll kind of dive into the water and do this. And your combo does not drop during this time, so you can kind of just evade the boss. It'll come out of the water twice, and then it'll do this lunging attack. It's important to actually start heading towards the boss before it surfaces here, because the timer will start as soon as the boss is vulnerable. So if you're far away from the boss, you'll have to do travel time in order to get there. And that can cause your combo to drop. So once you get to this part of the fight, it's fairly formulaic. It'll dive, do this sequence of attacks, and then you just head forward. Try to hit it. It'll swipe at you with its claws. I think it can also do an attack where it tries to eat you with its face. So once you get its health low enough, we will have another climax section here. So this is exactly the same as before, except this time you'll have to deal with 2 counters. So usually at around like 1/3 of the way there, it'll kind of rise up into the air. I think if you fail to do this, you will have to basically get into the climax again. I'm not exactly sure because I've never failed it. I think you have plenty of time, so that will end the first of, I guess, the second 2 phases of the fight. And so once you do the second climax here, you get into the climactic battle portion of the fight. So starting off here, we're going to be close to the boss, and I'd actually recommend doing the punch kick punch combo here a little bit. It's going to basically knock you away from it using that, and that will cause your combo to drop. Basically that's going to happen, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. So now what we're going to try to do is get back up to where the boss is. The reason that I recommend doing a little bit of damage before it pushes you away there is if you don't do that little bit of damage, you'll probably have to attack it twice. Because after you do a certain amount of damage to it, it'll actually knock you away again. So if you want to avoid that, if you get a little bit of damage in before it pushes you away the first time, then you should be able to just do it in one more go. And so I think we did decent on the combo score. We didn't get hit at all, and I'm pretty sure the time will be good too. So there is a potential for me to get a pure platinum on this, which would be really awesome. I think this is the only boss in the game that I actually have gotten a pure platinum on before. So it'll all come down to the combo score, I think. So for the last section of the climax here, we're summoning Phantasmarania again, and it has a bunch of little spiders, which are gonna tear the boss apart. So that was actually a really good fight. Pretty happy with how that went. There were barely any mistakes. I think like the combo dropping once is pretty much the only thing.
I have no idea why you would want this stone. It would look absolutely terrible on you. Much too flashy.
Welcome aboard, Cheshire.
Oh, fucking hell!
Mummy! I told you I'd be right back. Shouldn't you be, flying this thing? I'm a bit occupied at the moment.
Mummy!
Well, so much for the subtle approach. We might as well have speakers on this thing blaring Ride of the fucking Valkyries.
Come now, we're VIPs. Nothing says you've made it in life like a private helicopter.
Then welcome aboard Air Luka, Flight 001. This is your captain, Luka, speaking. Fasten your safety belts, as this may be a bumpy flight.
I would be all for blaring Ride of the Valkyries, as we approach the island. So, looks like we did get good enough combo score to get a pure platinum on that, so I am actually kind of shocked that I managed to pull that off. Would have expected to get hit at some point, because I'm talking and playing at the same time, but there you go. It's probably the only one that you will see in this playthrough. Well, especially given the difficulty of some of the chapters that we have coming up, I can almost guarantee it. So this is probably going to end up being a shorter episode because I don't want to start the next chapter quite yet. So I suppose we can, stop by the... oops. Thought I did not get the headshot on that. We can stop by the Gates of Hell, I suppose, to help pad out the rest of the episode length. So, you do get quite a lot of halos for beating this boss, especially if you get a decent combo score on it, which isn't too difficult to do, especially during the middle section there. So, this is actually probably one of the better bosses, in my opinion, for grinding halos against, since I think we started with about 22,000, so we were about 50,000 plus where we started the episode out, so is quite profitable. And there are other things that you can do to increase how much profit you get from the halos, so let's stop in and talk to Rodan.
Hey, check this out. What are you buying? Heard that in a game once.
Okay, so the big question now is, what do we want to get? So I suppose I can talk about the Umbran Elegances here. So, these basically match up with some of the weapons that you have. So, that one is the whip, that one's the rocket launchers. Could get the one for Odette, or we can get the one for Durga too. So I guess I'll buy that one, so I can show off that one. And I don't think we're going to have enough to buy anything else, actually, at this point in time. We could start trying to get some of the accessories now, but we're probably not going to get enough halos by the end of the game in order to get all of those. So what I will probably do is just switch to a file that already has everything unlocked, just so I can show off that stuff after we beat the game. So we can depart from the Gates of Hell now. And I think that will do it for this episode. So, thank you very much for watching this episode of Let's Play Bayonetta. I've been redxparasite, signing out.